Hello, everyone. I'm Anthony, along with Chris and Leon. Marco isn't here today. He's busy right now. And this is episode 38 of Hard Knock Hawks. This is the podcast where we talk about our favorite basketball team, the Atlanta Hawks, and sometimes other stuff in the NBA too. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the Hawks' recent play in the Summer League in the last few days. Currently, the Hawks are 3-0 in Summer League with wins against the Heat, the Suns, and a comeback victory against the Rockets. They are eligible to possibly play for the Summer League championship. But the main thing we want to talk about are certain player performances in Summer League, which featured the return of players like Kobe Bufkin and Nikola Đurišić, and new faces like Jacob Toppin. Our 23rd overall pick is Asa Newell. So before we get into these games, I want to ask both of you guys, Leon and Chris, generally, what do you guys expect while watching Summer League? So, not Ant, but Chris, what do you generally expect when watching Summer League?
Summer league is mostly like prison ball. It's a bunch of athletes that are trying to prove themselves. Everybody's going as hard as they can. Really, a lot of one-on-one. There's not much coaching or anything going on. Right? They put in some plays and they like try to run some stuff, but it's mostly just testing guys' physical abilities, composure, and stuff like that. It's not to be taken too seriously, especially for the younger guys. It's their first exposure to this level of physicality and the game speed. So, um, what I expect to see is just guys hooping. You want to see competitiveness. Guys try to make smart plays and play within themselves, and just show their competitive spirit. It's complicated because summer league isn't real NBA basketball. So it's tough. Guys that have been, you really want to see the returning players for the most part, more than anything. Kind of show themselves as the best players on the court, since they've got some experience and they're a little older. But yeah, that's really it. It's just you watch enough of these summer leagues, man. You're gonna see some crazy stuff happen. It's guys playing for their lives. So yeah, it's just nice to see basketball in a competitive environment, really, Leon.
Yeah, so you just want to see guys be able to match the level of physicality. They don't look lost on the court. You want them to be able to match the athleticism. Nothing crazy, because like we said, you don't really run a lot of plays. Like Chris said, competitive spirit and shit like that. Nothing special. Just don't look bad. You don't have to look great. Just don't look bad.
For me, generally, I, for the most part, don't really take Summer League stuff too seriously. Like, obviously, like what you said, Chris, it's just a lot of players just fight for their lives. For the most part, to see if they can just get on NBA roster, and it's a bunch of young players just experimenting with stuff and seeing how or what they can do on a court for the first time playing with regular and professional players. So for me, a lot of what other players do in summer league, I just try not to take super seriously unless they're like younger players that are it's their like second or third year, and if they just play really badly or something like that, that's when I just start having concerns. But other than that, I just tend to not like really take it super seriously. Sometimes if a player just really sticks out to me, like we are gonna eventually talk about, it's that's when I think you really just start to take it more seriously. But for the most part, I just think of summer league as just more of like a developmental thing for players, basically, and just a showcase. But we are mainly today, like I mentioned earlier, going to be talking about our Hawks, our summer league Hawks, being 3-0 so far, and I think that's a pretty cool thing to actually think about, considering that last year we had a pretty bad record. I think at this point we were 0-3, considering despite the fact that we had Reese Shea, the number one overall pick, and we had a bunch of injuries as well. But seems like mostly everyone's healthy except Toppin, who oh Jacob Toppin, who's most likely not going to be playing the rest of summer league because of a left knee injury, from what the Hawks are reporting. So, Leon, I'm going to go to you. What's your thoughts on the Hawks summer league performances so far?
I mean, so far the Hawks have looked pretty good. I mean, it's summer league, so you know it's going to be a little choppy here and there. They had a couple high turnover games, a low turnover game. So from game to game, you've seen it change. Like the team is not super important. Obviously, we're only really looking at the guys who are on two ways that might get two ways, and the guys that are on NBA contracts. And for the most part, those guys at least did what performed to at least the level I expected them to. Um, but to be 3-0 in some of the league, it was just 3-0, right? And there were some close games, two comebacks for sure. So it was really nice to see the guys figure that out.
What do you think about it? The Hawks being 3-0, Chris?
I mean, it's great for the guys. I think anytime a team can win, it helps bring people together. And the older guys are there, the younger guys are getting some momentum. It's good to see them kind of getting through these games, managing them, right? That's one of the good things about the close games, right? Is you're seeing guys play fourth quarters that really matter. And I think that's kind of what the teams want to see more than anything, right? When you're trying to evaluate summer league, it's about that competition, right? So when the guys are able to kind of do what they need to do to figure out how to win these games right at the end and grind them out, I think that's great, and it's been great to see. Like Leon said, I mean, the Hawks have like a older summer league team than they have, I think, in years past. There's only Asa's like the youngest guy. Everyone else, I think Nico's coming back. Kobe's been around for a while, and Toppin as well. So I think it's good to see them winning, because I feel like they should be one of the teams that's winning. It's been good to see a lot of the guys kind of settle into their roles. I think they're getting comfortable in the scheme. Yeah, Nico, Jacob, Kobe, and Asa have all had their moments, I think, in these games. So yeah, it's been good to see the ball moving around when it has, and yeah, the guys are really competing. You can tell they're playing hard. They're exhausted by the fourth quarter. I don't think anyone's got their conditioning where they want it just yet. So it's can be a little iffy until then, but no, yeah, they've been competing their tails off, and that's been great to see.
Now, I do want to go and start talking about individual player performances. So we're gonna mainly talk about, I feel like, one of the more controversial players on the Hawks, and we're gonna start with Kobe Bufkin. Kobe Bufkin has been averaging 20 points in his time at Summer League so far, but despite that, he has had some rough shooting efficiency during it during his time in Summer League so far. I want to see what's your thoughts generally about that, Leon.
I mean, I think he took a lot of tough shots, and sometimes the shots, even the open shots, just weren't going in. Hadn't played a lot of basketball. It's been a while, so I'm not too shook up about it. He had the 9 assists, 1 turnover game, and today he had the 3 assists, 9 turnover game. But today he was effective on the field, so it's like, give us at least one complete game where he shoots pretty well from the field, gets other guys involved, doesn't turn the ball over. That's really what we hope. But like, all in all, I think he's been fine. He hasn't done anything that I'm surprised or think he shouldn't have done so far.
What do you think about Kobe Bufkin's performance so far, Chris?
Yeah, it's been pretty up and down. The shot making hasn't been great over the 3 games, but he hasn't lost confidence, and he's still taking them, which I think is what the coaching staff will want, right? You don't want a guy to cower from adversity. I think the defense has kind of been what it generally is for Kobe. He's active. He's kind of a great net guy. Will make the rotations he needs. He's doing that. I think he's been a good leader out there. He's definitely taken that role, which is good to see. But yeah, the shooting hadn't been there. I think he hasn't played in a while, and some of the reads aren't really as quick as you'd want them to be for an older player or a guy that's had more experience. But obviously, he hasn't played much, even though he's been around the team for a few years. So the experience is necessarily on the court. So there's some rust that he's knocking off. And hopefully the reads continue to pick up and the shooting improves. I just want to see the guys kind of start playing better together so he can get some easier looks that he might get during the season, given what his role is going to be. Right, that they're challenging him right now to see what he can do. So it's good to see him step up to that. But yeah. Overall, the offense hasn't been as consistent as you would want. Hopefully, the shooting from this last game continues, and he can kind of tilt those numbers a bit. But yeah, it's been up and down for Kobe. But I mean, the things that he does well, I think the defending, the ball handling, are things that should translate, and that's primarily what he's going to be doing in the season. So, the extra stuff it's nice to see him giving it a shot, right? But from what we need, I think he'll be fine. But yeah, it's been a bit up and down. What are you, Ant?
For the most part, I think he's been pretty good. I think, to be fair to him, I think some people have been, I don't know how to phrase it, but I don't want to say, should I say harsh, or I don't think harsh is the right
Well, I
word.
mean, some people set the expectation for him extremely high.
Yeah, I think that's a better way to put it. I think,
And when you do that and the player does not meet those expectations, they can respond harshly.
Yeah.
So,
I think for me, I'm not surprised by him not being like super efficient and stuff like that, because he's been rehabbing an injury for like the past 6 months, and he's just trying to get into game shape now, basically. And plus, he's playing 3 games in the past 4 days, so he's gonna get tired, right? So I think a lot of the flashes he's shown in summer league is when he's been on, and he's been really, really good. So for me, I think it's gonna be a work in progress for Kobe Bufkin. I think he still has, a lot of promise for him. I don't understand some of the more vitriolic hate against Kobe Bufkin for some reason, because it's just really weird. Like, I can't really describe it. Like, if I think you said, Leon, it really doesn't matter if this season relies on if Kobe Bufkin is good or not this season, that there's something wrong has happened, right? But for me, I'm just happy to see that Kobe Bufkin is actually showing some like really capable skills, like him being able to get to the free throw line. Like, some of his drives that he's showing during these past few games has been great, and even his second summer league game against the Heat, even if it wasn't the best game, him having that 9-assist game, I thought was actually still really impressive. So if he was able to be a really positive force despite not being able to get a shot off. So I think there are a lot of really positive things to go for Kobe Bufkin as of right now. And I'm happy they're still playing him, because he still needs all that development time, considering how much he's missed throughout his career so far. So I'm hoping that Kobe Bufkin can still develop into be a good player. And I don't care what all the haters say. I think hopefully he could figure it out eventually. So we'll just see what happens with him. But the next player I want to talk about is Nikola Đurišić. He's been averaging, I gotta check this for a second, around 14 points in summer league. He recently signed an NBA contract with the Atlanta Hawks. He has taken up the 13th roster spot now. He's not on the two. He's not in the Skyhawks anymore. So I want to ask you, Leon, what's your general thoughts on Nikola Đurišić's performance so far in summer league?
Hey, man. He's everything big body Roddy isn't, man. He's just a big body too, man. They were trying to put smalls on him, and every time they tried to put like a really small guy on him, he legitimately like pushed them out of the way in the lane, like every single time. Like nobody, like guys could stay in front of him for sure, but he was, man. It's the level of physicality that he plays with on offense is impressive. For a guy his age still. And yeah, it's summer league and you'll go against more athletic, bigger, stronger guys in the league. But for a guy that we drafted with a second round pick who just got an NBA contract, how he looked from game 1 to game 2 to game 3, I mean, he's improved every game. I think we'd all agree with that. So today, man, he was just, I mean, Kobe came back in, middle of late, felt like middle third, late third, and started heating up. Right, but right before that, when Nico was running the show, his play kept them afloat. Like he had 7 assists today, had some great dimes, just getting to his midi, and again, just throwing guys out of the way. And he's shown a little bit more on defense. He's definitely trying, like he's definitely hustling. He was extremely tired of game 1. It looked like he's kind of figuring out how to pace himself a little bit, and the conditioning will get better. We know he had a foot injury less than a year ago. He had surgery. So, I mean, I think Nico's gonna be decent, right? They didn't give him an NBA contract before summer league started for no reason, right? A lot of times, like they did with Keaton last year, where like Keaton came back from injury, played like 1 or 2 games, and then they gave him a 2A after game 1 or 2. They gave Nico an NBA contract before the games even started, as if to say, hey, we don't even want anybody to think about, we don't even want anybody to be able to contact his representation, right? After they see what he's gonna do. And I believe that there would have been some people calling his representation after the way he's been pushing guards around the last 3 days. So yeah, I've been, as far as like guys I was most impressed with, I'd have to go with him. I never didn't believe in him, so to speak, but a lot of the stuff he was doing on offense, getting to the rim, and then he had the right down the lane dunk, self-created dunk, half court self-created dunks. I'm sorry, those don't grow on trees, man. And to be 6'8" and a big body and do that, that's the kind of stuff that is dynamic. That's not just the kind of stuff that'll get you on an NBA floor. That's the kind of stuff that can help you change the game. So he was the guy that impressed me the most so far overall. Chris?
Yeah, no, Nico's been playing really well, especially the last couple games. Yeah, I think he was definitely gassed in that first game, and I think he's still trying to lock in as a player defensively and try to get there. But on the offensive end, man, Nico's a gamer, man. He's he sees the passes early. He's manipulating some defenses out there pretty quick. The ball has life when he's out there, and the way he's been really decisive. He's making really smart plays. He's getting easy shots for himself and able to fight through physicality and get to the rim and finish there. Like you said, the dunks. I mean, for me, I was really excited to see Nico because last year he came out in summer league like right away and just went and threw one down on somebody. And I was like, okay, this guy's interesting. But then he got hurt, so we didn't get to see him too much. But he really, I think he's shown he took advantage of the reps he got last year in the G. He's come out here and he's played with really good pace. They can't really speed him up. I think because he is so physical, he's kind of just doing playing his game, moving the ball, and the lane's there. He's driving and shoving guys out of the way. The guards definitely can't really bother him. So that's been really good to see. Yeah, hopefully the only thing I want to see now from Nico is hopefully just get some threes up. That seems like it might be a part of his game he's not really confident in yet. He takes the pull up from the nail like in from floater area and everywhere really confidently. I'm just hoping that he can add a spot up or get some pull up from three, because that's all that's next or all that's left really that I would want to see, because I think that's a really nice offensive player coming together. The passing is really impressive, and yeah, just want to see more Nico, more reps for him, the better. Yeah.
We keep I know we were talking about we needed a wing on this team badly, and it seems like we already found our backup wing right now. His name's Nikola Đurišić. I mean, this guy, I was so impressed with his summer league play. Like his mid range is just it's cash money, right? Like he's so good. Like I don't know what else you could say about him. And his passing, I think that's the most impressive thing about him, right? He's such a good passer for being that young, right? Too, and I was just honestly impressed, especially from the difference between the first game against the Heat and then this game now, because that first game it seemed like he wasn't really that competitive, but then that third game where you can just see the difference between night and day, he just really just stepped up his play in a way, and honestly, I'm just really impressed. I like you said, Chris, if he could just somehow just get a pull up three somehow, I think the Hawks may have just managed to get like a steal in the second round, because he's just become he could possibly be a really, really impressive player in the future, right? I I'm really interested to see where Nikola Đurišić goes, honestly. I know he's probably just still gonna be in the Skyhawks for like most of this coming up season. But I do want to actually see him play more in the regular season, honestly, because I think he would actually be really useful on this team, considering that we don't really have that many wings on this roster right now currently. But yeah, I thought Nikola Đurišić was has played awesomely so far. But we're gonna move to our next player, and it's gonna be Jacob Toppin. He's the older brother. Older brother. Let me check this real quick.
I'm pretty sure he's younger.
Okay, yeah, got you. Thank you. Uh, younger brother of Obi Toppin of the Indiana Pacers. He signed a two-way contract with the Atlanta Hawks, and he's like I said before, he's out of the rest of the summer league because of a left knee injury. So currently, that's his summer league's basically over. So, what are your guys' general thoughts on his summer league performance? So, I'm going to start with you, Leon.
I mean, the athleticism is played up. I think he's done a pretty good job hitting the shots. He's really competed defensively. And again, the athleticism plays up, getting steals and blocks. He plays within himself. I haven't seen too many just glaring mistakes from him. He just looks like a guy who knows what his role is going to be. Um, and he goes out there and does what the coaches ask him to do. It was really sucked to see him, you know, hurt at all. Um, but it was nice to see him get back out there. If they shut him down for the rest of summer league, so be it. I can't argue with that. It's protect your assets at all times. But yeah, man, like he's he's not he's not I don't want to say that. He showed a lot. He showed a lot. He showed competency, right? And I think the Hawks have lacked competency on at the end of their bench in some years. Last year was a little bit better. It wasn't great the year before that, and we all remember the Timothy Lualu Cabarro days. So um, yeah, I mean it's you can't teach that height and athleticism, and he's obviously improved as a shooter. So That's really the main thing there, and like really attacks the glass a little bit. So like similar to his brother in a way. More wingy than his brother. I think his brother is a little bit more of a big that plays power forward, and Jacob is more of a forward that plays power forward. So I mean, I definitely don't have anything bad to say about Jacob Toppin. He played great in all 3 games. Chris?
Yeah, Jacob looks like an NBA player. He definitely looks like a guy that's bought in, and honestly, looks like a guy that kind of knows he's on the team, and that he is willing to play his role for this one, right? It's you can see guys like try to gun in summer league sometimes, like make a name for themselves to make a team, but Jacob is really just playing good basketball right now. Like you said, playing within himself, just making smart reads. It really just looks like practice for him, more than not. He has the physical tools, and this summer league is for guys like him. They're going to thrive. He's strong and athletic, and he's got good size. So there's not too many guys in summer league that are really going to give him too much grief. He can kind of bully his way through the game if he has to. We saw him do that on some fast break finishes, I think against Miami. Yeah, no, he's been playing good ball though. I think he looked. It feels to me like his brother sat him down at some point and had to talk with him that a lot of young players need to get, and it's just about buying into a role. You got to get on a team, get a role to get some minutes, and then from there, it's all about executing, and that you can make your name there, right? Some guys feel like they need to hijack the game, so to speak, to show off, and he's stuck out because he's just playing the game really well, really smart. And yeah, we definitely need NBA guys at the end of our bench, right? The type of physicality, athleticism he has, really good or solid, good size. Yeah, that's it's nice to see him and Nico and Kobe kind of have the games they've been having, and looking a step above a lot of the summer league like rabble. What do you think, Ant?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to just describe how Jacob Toppin played throughout summer league. He just seems like a professional, right? I don't think there was really anything like super special, honestly, throughout it. It's just he just seemed competent, you know.
Exactly,
And
man. Like
yeah, like
I love competency. You know how much competency
yeah,
I've been asking for and not getting for the last 5 years from like guys that have the spot he has. I cannot be mad at Jacob Toppin. Like I can't. And a
like
lot of people
at,
were like, "Oh, it's just Obi's little brother. Who is this guy?" But
I
he
mean,
got a little game.
and that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that because I mean, a lot of teams need competent players.
Yeah, I mean he's
So
playing hard too, right? That's
yeah,
one of the most important things. Is what you want to see.
yeah. So I mean, and I mean, I thought he played really well throughout these games anyway. So I think that, like I said, that it's not really a bad thing generally. So for the most part, I think it is sad to see him possibly not even be able to play the rest of summer league, especially since we're gonna talk about this later. They may compete for the summer league championship, so they may need him eventually, but we'll see what happens with that. But I think we're gonna move on to the next player we're gonna talk about now. It's gonna be Asa Newell. Asa Newell has, I think, a pretty interesting summer league performance so far. He has been averaging a lot of points for the most part, except only his second game, which was against the Suns. Well, not the Suns, excuse me, the Heat, where he got a big double double, 8 made, 4 out of 5 threes. But he has made some pretty big plays, especially at the recent game against the Rockets, where he helped bring the Hawks back against a double-digit deficit. Let me make sure I got this right. It was yeah, it was a double-digit deficit against the Rockets, where the Hawks were trailing for a majority of the game. Chris, what's your general thoughts on Asa Newell's performance so far, considering this is the first time we're seeing him play?
Yeah, I didn't watch a single minute of Georgia basketball last year, so this was the first real basketball I've seen Asa play. I mean, I watched some clips after we got him just to kind of get a feel for his athleticism and what he might try to bring to the game. And what I saw was a guy with good motor, good size, and like might be switchable. And it's been good to see all of that kind of manifest on the floor in summer league. He's playing hard when he's not exhausted, because these guys aren't in shape right now. I mean, and they're playing hard, so they might be in solid shape, and they're just blowing through their wind. But he moves around the floor well. He's switching out on the guards confidently. The 3-point shot has been better than I think was advertised. And bigs in college can sometimes get lost. And honestly, it's a lot like summer league. The guards they're playing with are just not really ready to feed them or looking for them all the time. Sometimes they're just trying to get their own thing. So bigs can be kind of lost. So it's been good to see Asa find the ball. The three it looks natural. He's got a quick release.
Ooh, that was a crazy slip, man. That was a crazy slip right there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I didn't even hear it. Sorry. But no, I was saying the three looks natural, man, and the way he's been getting them up, it's good to see. I mean, he's showing you everything you want to see from someone that should be Jalen's backup for most of the next few years, right? Guy's gonna come in and finish. He can shoot it, and he's willing defender. He's hitting the board, so yeah, he's kind of checking off every box. He's a guy that I'm really looking forward to see what he does next year in summer league after he's had a year to really add some strength and study the game, right? So yeah, it'll be exciting to see what we get from Asa moving forward. It's been a nice preview so far. Yeah.
I think Chris summed it up pretty well.
Yeah.
I think, a lot of people were a little bit skeptical of Asa Newell. He's one of the guys that, the advanced numbers weren't in love with him. He was on a not very good Georgia team that didn't exactly, how do I say, they tried to make him the focal point of the offense, but they just didn't have the personnel to make that happen. But the one thing that impressed me that I thought would be a skill of his, I wasn't sure though, was his ability to drive the basketball. He has had in the half court and in transition a couple of like very decent drives to the rim. He tried a Euro, I think, in the last game, I believe it was, and he ended up with a charge. He tried almost the exact same play today. I can't remember if he made it or got to the line, or maybe that was the and one. I honestly don't remember, but
He made
he's
it.
very he made
Yeah.
he's very active as a guy who could be kind of like if you want to park Kristaps in the paint, they have a guy who can just roam or park Kristaps the rim and have a guy who can kind of roam around the paint, and wreak havoc. I think he showed that he can do that. Like it's just he was a lot more competent than I expected, and a lot of time rookie bigs aren't super competent. Obviously, he needs to put on some strength and some weight. We all agree with that. He's not the thickest boy out there right now. But that'll come with age. I'm gonna say some of that weight will come just becoming a man. So, and the three ball, I mean, to go 4 or 5 from three at any level is pretty impressive. For it to be your second game of NBA or NBA adjacent action and to go 4 or 5 from three, regardless of you know the level of contest you were having, especially with the up and down nature that they play with. And I think today, not just him, but a couple other guys, they were tired. It was a back to back, and he had a couple plays where you could see the fatigue was getting to him. He was missing, like he missed a three that it just
if you watch the game, like the few minutes before that, it was very up and down, but he owned it. And then he came back at the end of the game and hit a huge three in the fourth quarter that eventually helped us go on to win the game. So,
And that three was contested
and
too.
that three was heavily contested. That was
Yeah,
a
that was a
hard
crazy
closeout.
three.
It was a hard closeout. And I think one of the things that's interesting is a lot of the guys that are fours who can shoot, you know, they don't have that drive ability. And I think when you drive a couple times, if you attack a closeout a couple times, as a four, especially, guys get hesitant to close out really hard on you because they're worried about you, going by them. And he's shown an impressive ability to at least attempt that. A lot of guys can't even attempt that, let alone succeed. So I've been really impressed with him. He seems like he's got good hands, he's got good ball skills, and those are just the things that you have to have. So I think he's got the bones of a really good game, and I trust the Hawks developmental staff to make him an NBA player, to develop him into an NBA player, and I mean, he didn't in the passing. In the past, it didn't result in a lot of assists in the last three games, but when he sees two, he gets it to the corner, he gets it where it's supposed to go, and that's the kind of stuff that you have to do that to get on the floor, right? You can't ball can't stick with you, and he did that. I'm impressed. I'm impressed for all the bad I said about him pre-draft. I'm impressed. Yeah.
I'll just start with this little statistic. Asa Newell has shot 50% from three so far in summer league, which is really crazy considering his
Attempts is
call.
like 10. It's like 10 attempts.
Yep, that's true, but
I mean, no.
I mean,
It's
true,
been three
but
games.
it's three games.
To be a four and shoot three a game,
Yeah,
more than three a game, and shoot 50%.
basically,
That's impressive. Like that's impressive.
it's good. Like I that's probably the most impressive thing to me, considering how one of the main criticisms of him was his shooting, right? That he may have not been able to shoot at all, but he's getting him up. He's rebounding, I think, pretty well so far. And like you said, Leon, the passing I thought was honestly really impressive for what he's doing right now. And overall, I thought, like you said, the word of the day is competent. Right? He seems he seems like he knows what he's doing, and I thought it was just really impressive to see him just play, especially during this Rockets game where he made that game leading three, and then he managed to make both free throws in the end. So overall, I'm just really impressed to see him, how well he's played so far. Hopefully he can continue on that progress. I'm interested as well to see if the Hawks are actually gonna play him this season, or how are they gonna even put him in the rotation, because if he's shooting like this in summer league and he continues to do this stuff, they're probably gonna have to put him in the rotation somehow, even if he's a rookie. I don't think he's gonna continue shooting like this, but like this is like honestly like really impressive stuff what's going on. So we'll see. But we are gonna move on to talk about the last topic I wanted to the second to last topic I was gonna talk about is, are there any players that you guys think so far that could possibly get the last two-way contract at this point, or you can think the Hawks should still be waiting for someone at this point?
I guess I'll go first then.
Yeah, anyone can answer this.
I assume you're talking about guys who are on the Hawks already,
on the Hawks,
or on the Hawks summer league team.
Yeah,
nobody really jumped out. I think everybody thought Jacob was a guy who would get it, and then he got the two-way spot like a couple days before summer league started, and I think hope I'm saying his name right. It's Javen Johnson. Javen Johnson showed us some stuff in his limited minutes today. I would like to see a little bit more of him before I Decide he seems like a firecracker of sorts, and I think that could be something the Hawks need. Uh, but he's another guard, so maybe they try to go big with that spot. And I'm gonna be honest with you, none of the bigs really sold me enough. Jake Stevens is slow, too slow. Everything else was great. Zach McVay, veteran, been around basketball a long time, but I don't know. Jack White went to Duke, so he's probably the front runner. Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if the Nelly Jr. Joseph, great name by the way, got the spot because he wasn't perfect, but I think he has the bones of a game they might want to develop, and they might want to see him on the NBA floor a little bit. As far as like having like just being a big body um, with a little bit of skill. Yeah, if I had to answer, I would say Nelly Jr. Joseph. But to be honest with you, I think I wasn't in love with all the guys for real. Chris,
Yeah. What do you say, Chris?
I mean, I don't know that it's gonna be anybody on this summer league roster. None of the guys outside of the few that are already on the team, I think, are really moving the needle. They probably try to wait to see what happens after summer league. Like, if you, there's gonna be some more roster churning, right? There's gonna be players that like get cut or waived or something. So there might be a young big on another team that they're looking at, kind of like the Don Barlow situation when he came available. They threw one at him, right, to get him in the group and take a flyer on somebody. So I think that's probably something they keep open until you get closer to camp. So you might see sometime in August or September a young player on another team get moved. And yeah, I think because like you're saying, if they're trying to get a big, I don't know that's gonna be one of the guys on this team. And there's no one that's really stuck out to me. So I would look elsewhere. And
Honestly, I don't really see anybody that really interests me, honestly. Like you said, Leon, everybody that could possibly be on a two-way currently we already either signed or is already on contract. So I mean, I can't really think of anyone. You said Javon Johnson, but we need to see more before we may be interested in signing him. But yeah, I can't really think of anybody right now. I mean, Kobe Johnson maybe, but I don't. His offense is
yeah,
just
that'll be
that's
if it's him, it'll be a Nepo contract.
yeah,
And,
never exactly.
and like
I
I
that's
don't.
mean,
okay.
they'll probably do with him what they did with Nico, right? And just put him on the Skyhawks without a deal.
Yeah,
Like, we'll pay for your room and
exactly.
board.
Yeah, I mean they get paid. So
So yeah, I don't really see any two-way contracts on this summer league team right now. So, but the last thing I wanted to ask is that do you guys think we can win the summer league championship? And I'll start with you, Chris. Actually, hold on. Before we get to that, sorry, I'm gonna give some important context. The Spurs, Hawks, and Hornets are the only teams with a 3-0 record right now. We have the second best net rating with a 9.3. Spurs have the best net rating with a 26.0. So Hornets have have the third best net rating with the 8.9. And there you go. So we are number two.
yeah, it's like net rating on 3 games is like you
It
haven't
is what it is.
like you've played the teams you've played. So like the teams you played kind of skews that kind of hard. Um, I don't even know who the Spurs played besides the Jazz. They played who they played first. I don't even remember.
Uh,
But yeah, who they played? They played the Jazz tonight, and then they played. I feel like they played. No, we
Let me
played
check.
Phoenix.
Who
Can't even remember
played?
who they played.
The Spurs played. Let me check
I mean,
this.
mainly, I'll just say I don't think we're going to win it because I don't think Kobe's going to play every game. And I think the fact that Toppin's probably done is going to hurt us there. But I mean, the way Nico is playing, I'm not gonna lie. Like when he's on the floor, and he's the guy on the floor. There's no Kobe on the floor. He's the guard on the floor. I don't know. It's a pretty big lineup to put out. I think the Spurs, if they play Dylan Harper all the games, will probably win it because he's an extremely physical downhill driver, witchcraft, and I don't think that Kobe's going to be able to stop him, honestly. He's going to be able to handle that. Still got about 15, 20 pounds on him, despite being much younger. That's the reason he went number 2. And really, the real reason is because I don't think Jacob's going to play. If Jacob was playing, I'd say we have a chance, but I don't think so. And then our bigs are so up and down. And
yeah, I can see that. Our last summer league game is against the Grizzlies, so
yeah, that'll be a good game, I think.
Yeah,
I think.
if it's
go ahead,
do I
Chris.
think we're gonna win? I mean, if they play everybody, they should. Kobe's in year 3, and Nico is playing really good ball. And Asa is I feel like they have just a kind of a balanced group. The guys are gonna have to shoot from 3 better. Hopefully the ball starts moving a bit more as they're playing together more games. So yeah, if they can kind of get into a rhythm, yeah, I think they have a chance. It's with summer league, it's really about having guys that are athletic enough, and someone that can handle the ball and handle ball pressure. So if they can do that, and Kobe can hit some free throws at the end, they probably have a chance. Like with the normal Hawks, as long as they're healthy, they have a shot.
Yeah, basically.
Got it. But yeah, with that, actually, I think Kobe's probably gonna be playing all the summer league games since I think I mentioned this earlier. I think they're gonna play him because he needs all the reps he can get at
I
this
think
point.
he missed the everybody scaled up season that last
Yeah.
season was, and they're gonna try to give him that in short this summer league.
Yeah.
So I could see that being a thing.
And obviously Nikola is gonna play. Jacob is probably not. Newell. It's just I don't know. I mean, I think they could probably win against the Grizzlies. I need to see what their summer league team's like.
Or who they're gonna play in the last game.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. If Jacob doesn't play, GG Jackson gonna have his way if he plays.
Yeah.
Just like from a physical forward standpoint, we just don't have anybody who can match athleticism or physicality.
Yeah.
I don't think.
But I mean, hey, we're 3-0 so far, so it's anyone's game. So
for sure.
But with that, if we reach the end, does anyone have any final thoughts before we close this out?
Chris?
No, yeah, I mean, I'll shout out Nico's passing real quick again. There's been some long range passes, some short passes, interior kickouts. He's seeing the floor well, and he sees it early. So it's really, really promising to see from a second round pick. If the Hawks can finally hit on another one of those, it's big. Because poverty deals make dynasties, so hopefully we can get as many slaves as possible, so we can
crazy work
in 50 games.
Crazy work, but big facts. Well, if he goes Nico, I will shout out Kobe for being efficient today. Let's keep it up, brother.
Yes, sir. Kobe Bufkin FC, we're still alive.
We're still alive, Bufkin FC.
We're still
kicking. They tried to take us out. In the first half, it was they had me in the first half. I'm not gonna lie, it was looking bad. But yeah, I mean, he just like Chris said, he gotta knock the dust off the rims a little bit. Sometimes you gotta let that car run a little bit before you start driving it. Wow, that's just the way it goes.
That's right. My final thought is putting all my money on the Hawks winning the championship.
That's crazy.
All my life savings, all $2.
Yeah,
this is America, so your savings account might be negative.
Oh my god.
We got Malik Beasley in the house, folks.
Yeah. But with that, thank you guys so much for listening to Hard Knock Hawks episode 38. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, retweet, follow, whatever you can to
And
promote
tell
the
a friend
podcast.
to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Exactly. Thank you. And we will
Listen to
see
the
you.
episodes twice.
Yes. And next time we will see you all then.
Yeah,
Have
you
a
might
good
catch
evening.
something different than that. You might catch something new.
Yep. We will see you all then. Ah.
Ah.
Go Hawks.